facing our fears, laughing through the chaos and drinking some beers. So here's to the laughs, the crumbs and the cheers, all the awkward moments, and we're still here. Cause in the end we're just doing our thing. It's our crazy life, oh, one more thing. Oh, one more thing. Oh!
Welcome to Oh and One More Thing, a podcast where two longtime friends try to figure out what the heck is going on with this crazy thing called middle age.
It's a mix of stories of how we navigate our lives and maybe some questionable advice.
Some days we're wise, other days we're just trying to remember where the heck we left our phone.
So join us as we laugh, groan, and maybe even learn a little something about surviving in the second half of life. Oh, and one more thing.
Hello, I'm Brian. Welcome to Oh and One More Thing.
Hey, I'm Rob. What is new with you, buddy?
It's all great. Things are great over here.
Yeah?
You know, I always love a sunny day.
Well, who doesn't?
Puts a smile on my face.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Did you know that a little time in the sun is good for you?
I think I've heard that.
Yeah. We get our vitamin D from the sun. And our bodies, well, we need vitamin D, of course.
Yeah, right.
Otherwise, we might get rickets.
What are rickets?
Nobody wants that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to, I don't really know. So I'm moving on.
But they're bad.
Right. But you do have to have your sun in moderation.
Oh, yeah.
Not like when we were teenagers and laying out in the sun for hours and baby oil.
Yeah.
But I was a bronze beauty.
Did you baby oil when you were?
Yes. But sadly, I did. Yeah.
You see, I never did. The girls always did.
What are you saying?
Well,
no,
the girls went full. The girls always went the full, like get in the sun and use the little metal thing.
Oh yeah, I was very tan.
And baby oil on top of it, and it's just nuts.
You know, and today my kids say that I have this olive colored skin. You know, I can tan really easy. I think it's because when I was a teenager, I was always in the sun.
Makes sense. You're going with olive as the color you're going with.
Yeah, olive is that's not old. It's just olive.
It's a faded olive, but yes.
Jerk.
Speaking of sun, I was in Florida this past week for some work stuff.
You were. Tell us about it.
Yeah, it was horrible.
What?
It was horrible. Here's the deal. So in my mind, so I'm all excited because I'm going to this work thing and learning work stuff. And we're going to Orlando. And what do you think when you hear Orlando?
I think theme parks.
Disney, Universal, right? Yeah. I didn't get to go to theme parks. I had to go sit in work conferences for 3 days.
Oh,
listening to people.
Sad. Did you hear the violins playing My Heart Bleeds for you?
It was horrible. It was 95 degrees. It was hot. It was lectures for 9 hours straight. Oh, it was horrible. And then we get on the plane to come home, and the plane was delayed and got rerouted. And
I did call you when you were at the airport. You didn't sound very happy.
I was crabby. it was a long 3 days, and we just found out our plane was delayed an hour when you called, so that had a lot to do with it. But it's so sad to go to Orlando and not go to any theme park. So I was sad, but anyway,
we'll have to plan that.
We will. What is the best day to get a tan on the beach?
I don't know. What is it?
Well, Sunday, of course.
Of course.
Yeah. Yes.
You know,
yeah.
That's those memes that are on Facebook, the puns and those things. Mm-hmm. I don't know about you, but I think they are so funny. They make me laugh all the time.
Oh, every time.
It's probably my middle school sense of humor.
But maturity doesn't come naturally. It does take time to hone that skill.
True.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah.
Some of my recent favorites are the adult version of Head and Shoulders, Knees and Toes.
Is
wallet, glasses, keys and phone, keys and phone.
That's very true.
And then, just when you think food can't call you on the phone, boom, onion rings. That's my favorite.
That's pretty good. Or like, finally my winter fat is gone. Now I have spring rolls.
Spring rolls.
Spring
nice.
rolls, right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was watching a show called 10 Ways to Avoid Shark Attacks, and surprisingly, stay out of the water didn't make the list. What? That's how I avoid shark attacks.
Wow. Oh, that's funny. So, these are all forms of dad jokes.
Dad jokes. I love a good dad joke.
I love a good dad joke.
I don't know why I laugh all the time.
Is it maybe because we're dads or?
Maybe, or is it that they actually are funny?
I think they're hilarious.
I do too.
Yeah.
So, that topic we had last week.
Yeah.
Are you a liar?
Yeah,
it was a little difficult to get through.
It was tough. That was tough.
It's not that we're liars, and it wasn't Confessions of a Middle-Aged Man.
Right.
But a lot of reading and facts.
Yeah.
So this time we thought, we thought, well, let's try to lighten it up the mood a little bit here, and let's tell some dad jokes.
Right. Who doesn't like dad jokes?
I love them.
And with Father's Day right around the corner, we thought it'd be nice to give our fathers a little shout out.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
So what was your dad like growing up?
So we talked about this in a previous podcast, but dad was my buddy. So I was an only child growing up. So spent a lot of time either watching TV, playing video games, or hanging out with dad in the garage.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'd watch dad when he'd go out and fix cars or build things or whatever. And truly, that's where I learned how to swear.
Good.
There was a lot of that going on out there.
I'd like to hear more of it, please.
Yeah, right. And growing up, my dad was a smoker. So back in the 70s, smoking was still like doctors like encouraging smoking. It was healthy for you back,
Right. Of course it was.
No, of course it was. And so he would always smoke, but my mom hated the fact that he smoked. So he'd be out there, having his heater. And as soon as that door would open, I've never seen a cigarette go flying faster in my life.
Really?
I don't know if she ever saw him smoke. I mean, you could smell it, but I don't know if she ever saw him smoke.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, my dad was really a quiet guy.
Okay.
He was the matriarch of the family, and he worked all the time. He was a cook. Mm-hmm. You know that? So I think that's where I learned my love of cooking.
That makes sense.
Is from my dad.
Yeah.
And so he'd always leave early, come home late, and did not have a lot of interaction in that, other than he was always there.
Okay.
He was there supporting you, but he was the quiet guy in the background.
Yeah. Okay. Makes sense.
So this topic of dad jokes, Rob, where did that come from?
Well, let me give you a little definition first. A dad joke is a joke, obviously, typically a pun, often presented as a one-liner or a question and answer. Generally inoffensive, dad jokes are told with sincere humorous intent or to intentionally provoke a negative, groaning reaction to their overly simplistic humor.
I love getting groans. Right. That's my goal.
That's your goal? Okay. I see a lot in your future today. Dad jokes are called dad jokes because they are stereotypically thought to be jokes a father or someone like a father would tell to a child.
Okay, that makes sense. It seems like dad jokes have been around a long time, though.
Yeah, well, the term dad joke was recorded as early as 1987 in a Pennsylvania newspaper, which noted dad jokes as making kids and wives groan. And then they've been doing so ever since. It's a wordplay tradition passed down from generation to generation.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it was that long ago.
Right?
Yeah, 1987. That's when I got married.
Oh, and that doesn't seem like that long ago either, does it?
No, but it is.
It is. It's like 30-some years, dude.
But I really only think dads think they're clever and funny.
Well, duh.
Right?
Right? Did you know...
What?
My best Cliff Clavin. The term dad jokes also received mentions in the sitcom How I Met Your Mother in 2008.
Good.
And to top it off, in September of 2019, Merriam-Webster added the phrase dad joke to the dictionary. So it's a legitimate word and phrase.
So it really is part of pop culture.
It is, yes.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. So dad jokes, which often use puns for comedic effect, are a genre that transcends cultural boundaries and time. They don't require any specific knowledge or awareness of current events to be understood and appreciated, which is probably why I like them.
It's definitely.
That helps. This timeless quality sets them apart from other forms of comedy, such as stand-up, which constantly need to adapt to stay relevant. Dad jokes offer a reprieve from the negativity and complexities of the world. They're simple, harmless, don't require much thought or effort to understand. This makes them particularly appealing in today's world, where people are often overwhelmed by the constant barrage of negative news and information. And ain't that the truth?
That is true.
Yes.
Have you seen those dad joke laugh challenges on YouTube?
I have, yes.
Yeah, so those are pretty funny, especially when they're really trying not to laugh, and you can just see it in them that they're just cracking up.
Yeah.
Some of those jokes they come up with, though, in my opinion, are hilarious.
Yes.
Maybe we should try it.
We should. I think we should.
But before we do that, we should give a little love to our sponsor, Spring Green Lawn Care.
Yeah, we should.
We play their ad every time every podcast, but we don't really give them a shout out. So here it is. So if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be doing this. So
that's right.
Thanks, Spring Green.
Thanks, Spring Green. Hey, this is Rob. I wanted to take a moment to talk about Spring Green. I've been using them since 2007. They provide fertilizer, weed control, lawn insect control, and core aeration services for my lawn. They also spray for mosquitoes, which is huge in Minnesota, and new later this year, liquid aerations and home pest control. They're a locally owned and operated company, super easy to get a hold of and work with. They'll give you the attention and service that you deserve. Visit their website at spring-green.com for a price quote specific to your property and to sign up for service. You can even register for autopay or prepay to save a little bit of cash right there on the website. or shoot them a message with any questions. That's spring-green.com, spring-green.com.
What do I say?
Well then, let's tell a few dad jokes.
Yes, let's.
Hey, Rob.
Yeah.
What are your dogs' names?
Calvin and Klein.
Isn't that a brand of underwear?
Well, exactly. They're boxers.
Okay.
All right.
Sort of lame, but yet funny.
Yes, they're all funny.
So I got one for you.
Okay.
I've written a book on how to fall down the stairs.
Okay.
It's a step-by-step guide. I know, right? Okay, now,
All right.
are we playing that game where you can't laugh? Because I think
Oh, you have to laugh.
you gotta laugh.
You gotta laugh. Yeah, I'm trying to hold off on the rim shot for the ones that are truly worthy of a rim shot.
Okay, so that you're the judge of what's worthy of a rim shot?
I do have control over the board, but
That's true.
But
All
I,
right.
I think you can give me some sort of signal. I think if
Well, when you see me wheezing from
there's-
my
when
laughter,
there's tears coming down your eyes,
tears coming down my
Okay.
eyes.
All right, here we go. 5 ants rented an apartment from another 5 ants.
Yeah.
Now they're 10 ants.
10 ants.
10 ants. 10 ants.
What's the best present you can ever give?
I don't know.
A broken drum. Nobody can beat that. Yeah, I got the rim shot.
That deserves a rim shot. Oh, funny. All right. David Hasselhoff has started referring to himself as the Hoff. It's less of a hassle.
All right, you caught me off guard.
All right.
That's good. My cell phone accidentally took a 10-minute video of my shoes yesterday. It was some pretty good footage.
No, that was more of a girl than a laugh. You know, I just realized that the word 7 has an even in it.
Yeah?
That's odd.
All right, you caught me off guard on that one. I had a date last night.
You did.
It was really exciting.
Yeah.
Tonight I'm going to try a fig.
I like that one. I've just been promoted.
Yeah?
I'm running all the old McDonald's farms. I'll be the CIEIO.
Nice. Nice. Okay. I got fired from the bank today.
You did.
A woman asked me to check her balance, so I pushed her.
That's pretty good. This is probably more of a visual, but can you name a country without the letter R in it?
No.
No way. Get it?
Norway.
Get it? Norway.
No way.
No way.
Lame.
I know.
That one
That one
is lame.
That was a stretch.
Because if I thought hard enough, I could come up with one.
You probably could.
Okay, anyway. What's the opposite of Antarctica?
I don't know.
Uncle Arctica.
Here's me trying to think of continents. They're dad jokes.
Yeah, remember?
I know. A man showed up for a duel armed only with pencil and paper. He then proceeded to draw his weapon.
All right. Why is dark spelled with a K and not a C?
I don't know.
Because you can't see in the dark. Get it?
I can't see that.
C in the dark, D-A-R-K.
That's a groan, not a laugh.
Thank you.
All right.
I like groans.
All right. All right. Last one for now. Ready? My grandma always used to say, an apple a day keeps a doctor away. I don't know if that's true or just one of Granny's myths.
I get it.
Granny Smith.
I get it. Granny Smith.
Yeah, that's pretty good. All right. Yeah. Did you know that many different cultures recognize the dad joke?
Yeah?
Yeah.
They do?
They do. The Japanese have a similar concept. I'm going to butcher all these words. Ovali guagu.
That sounds
I
good.
think that's pretty close. Which can be translated to old men gags or middle-aged men's gags.
Old men gags.
I like old men gags. The Danish culture recognizes uncle humor or uncle humor.
I like that.
It's uncle, O-N-K-E-L, but it's close enough to uncle. I can say that one. Or morfar vidijahedger.
I like that one.
I feel like it's like a shelf from IKEA. Or those are called grandfather jokes. It seems like dad jokes have universal appeal, at least to dads.
Sure. We've all heard the old saying, laughter is the best medicine, right? Well, the release of serotonin, a neurotransmitter and hormone, is triggered by laughter. And a higher serotonin levels can help you make you feel good. But that's not the only benefit laughter has on your health.
Also, a hearty laugh not only relaxes your body, and it can relieve stress for up to 45 minutes and boost your immune system by decreasing stress hormones and increasing infection-fighting antibodies.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Laughter improves the function of blood vessels and increases blood flow, which can help protect you against heart attacks and other cardiovascular problems.
And my favorite, laughter burns calories.
See, that's why.
Right?
That's why I don't exercise.
Well, you don't need to. You just
Because I'm laughing all the time.
All day. And
in my
burning calories.
in my negativity and pessimistic style attitude. No, I'm kidding.
No.
Laughter lightens the mood. Nothing diffuses anger or conflict faster than a shared laugh.
And laughter may even help you live longer. A study in Norway, no way, found that people with a strong sense of humor outlive those who don't laugh as much.
So we're going to live forever.
Forever. Well, yeah. Longer than
We're going to live long,
long.
way past average age.
Longer than we probably
Yeah.
should.
Okay, so
All right.
let's see if we can get each other laughing again. Here
right.
we go.
So I just picked up a bottle of that new Fred Flynn aftershave.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's strong stuff. You only need to use a tiny bit. A little dab will do you.
My wife.
See, the hard part about that one is you need to know who the Flintstones are. So
Right.
if you're of a certain age in our audience, may have no clue what that joke pertains to. Like, that's stupid.
It's not stupid to us.
Because we grew up on the Flintstones
And the Jetsons.
and the Jetsons.
My wife found out I was cheating on her.
Oh.
After she found all the letters I was hiding. She got so mad she'll never play Scrabble with me again.
Sounds about right. Someone asked me to name 2 structures that hold water. I was like, well, damn.
That deserves a rib shot.
All right. There you go.
I was going to cook alligator for dinner, but then I realized I only had a crock pot.
Nice.
Thank you.
Yes. What do you call an alien that gets uncomfortably close to you?
Well, what?
A space invader.
Growing.
That joke was out of this world.
Yes, it was. That was the best part.
That was better.
Was the better. Yeah. My doctor told me my prostate was good. I was deeply touched.
Okay. All right. That's good. All right. I'm not saying I'm attractive, but when I take my clothes off in the bathroom, I turn the shower on.
Oh, yeah. You do. I spent a lot of time and money and effort childproofing my house.
Okay.
But damn, the kids still get in.
No matter how hard you try, they keep showing up for
They
dinner.
keep coming back.
Make it stop. We love our kids.
We do.
So, I just recently traveled to Florida. We just had this conversation.
You did?
A couple seconds ago. Google kept calling me Shirley all day yesterday, and I was getting very annoyed. And then I finally realized I left my phone in airplane mode. Okay. Again, you need to have reference of the movie Airplane. That joke makes much more sense.
It does.
Yes. Yeah.
What's the least spoken language in the world?
I don't know.
Sign language. Get it?
And true.
That's true.
Did you know I play guitar?
I didn't.
Yeah. After playing guitar for years, I thought I could learn to play the piano, but it's not an easy instrument to pick up.
I can see it hanging around your neck. But they do make those synthesizer pianos that do hang around your neck. You can play it like a piano.
Yeah, still heavy. And
the accordion.
the accordion. Yes, I could totally do the accordion.
Can you, though?
No.
I have one.
Do you?
Yeah, my dad played.
I think I remember that.
Yeah, he played all the time, and he'd play when we were kids.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what I remember a lot about. He'd play the accordion, and we'd all dance around the kitchen and stuff.
You'd need to bring the accordion to a podcast recording.
But I don't know how to play it.
Oh,
so
okay.
it is on my bucket list someday to learn how to play the accordion.
Okay.
In honor of my dad.
Sure.
And
sure.
it's pretty fun music if you're German.
Well, if you're German and if you watched a lot of Lawrence Welk growing up, yes.
I did.
Shocker. Saturday night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you call a person who never farts in public?
I don't know.
A private tutor.
That's it.
Thank you.
That's worthy. All right. Stephen King has a son named Joe.
He does.
Yeah, I'm not joking, but he is.
Joe King.
Joe King.
Stephen King.
Yep.
It's not. You have to explain them.
And not as good if you have to explain it.
Right.
Yeah.
But we're getting them.
Yeah. That's all that matters.
I told my wife she drew her eyebrows on too high. She seemed surprised.
I can't see you telling your wife that.
No, she doesn't draw on her eyebrows, but I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
So when I was reading these jokes to myself, I'm laughing.
Yeah. Oh, God.
To myself. So I'm like, if I can make myself laugh,
yeah,
that was all right.
it's worth it. My daughter was doing history homework the other day and asked me what I knew about Galileo. I said, he was a poor boy from a poor family.
Another reference. I love it. Does anybody know the reference?
Well, I do.
I know you do.
Oh, yeah.
I hope the listeners.
Everybody knows Queen. Come on.
Come on.
How do you not?
I know.
Yeah.
Yesterday, my GPS told me to turn around. After that, I couldn't see anything.
I get it. My daughter, again, she was very busy the other day. She asked me, Dad, today I watched somebody do 50 push-ups. Do you think you could do that? I said, of course, but I don't want to brag. I mean, I could probably watch somebody do 100 push-ups.
I love it. What do you call an alligator in a vest?
I don't know.
An investigator. That's a groan.
That's a groan. That's a groan. Yeah. We need a groan soundbite. I have the want somewhere. If I looked hard enough. Oh, here we go.
Totally needed that.
Totally need that. Yeah. A cop stopped me and asked, "Do you know why I stopped you?" I looked back at my trailer full of donkeys and said, "Because I'm hauling ass." I have another one I saw today too. Another cop stopped me today, by the way.
He did?
Yeah. He asked me to get out of the car, and I said, "Why? Because do you want to know how tall I am?" Sure as shit. That's why.
No.
No, I'm kidding.
First, I thought I'm gullible. You had me there for a minute.
Right.
Well, it's the way you said it. It's like, is he pulling my leg? I didn't know. I used to play piano by ear, but now I use my hands. It's much easier.
Okay, that's a semi-grown. Not a full-on grown, it's a semi-grown. Actually, I gave my wife a glue stick instead of her lipstick.
Yeah.
She's still not talking.
You know, I told my wife to embrace her mistakes, so she hugged me. Have you never heard that one before?
I have not, but that's probably true for both of us.
It is. I love that one.
Yeah.
So whether you thought those jokes are funny or not, well, I did. There's real stats behind laughter.
Okay.
Laughter is a great form of stress relief, and that's no joke.
It is no joke. So how about some short-term benefits?
Okay.
A good laugh offers several immediate physical and mental advantages.
Yeah, what are they?
It boosts organ function. So laughter increases oxygen intake, stimulating the heart, lungs, and muscles. It also prompts the release of endorphins in the brain.
We got to do that more.
Right.
Laugh.
Yeah, I know. It manages stress response. A hearty laugh activates and then reduces the body's stress response, leading to fluctuations and eventual decreases in heart rate and blood pressure, resulting in a state of relaxation.
So if I laughed more, I could get off my blood pressure medicine.
That is the goal, right? Yeah.
I don't know if it works that way, but I want to believe it.
Let's try. It also eases tension. Laughter can improve circulation and relax muscles, which can alleviate some of the physical signs of stress.
And there are lasting effects too.
Such
Beyond
as?
the immediate, laughter contributes to long-term well-being.
Like?
Strengthens immunity.
Okay.
Negative thoughts can trigger chemical reactions that increase stress and lower immunity. Conversely, positive thoughts stimulated by laughter can release neuropeptides that combat stress and potentially more severe conditions.
I gotcha. I feel what you're putting down.
It also reduces pain. Laughter may encourage the body to produce its own natural pain relievers.
Interesting.
I'm going to laugh more.
Right?
Yeah. It also enhances well-being. Laughter can improve resilience in challenging situations and foster connections with others. Elevates mood. Laughter can alleviate stress, depression, and anxiety, potentially increasing happiness and self-esteem. Particularly for individuals experiencing chronic illness.
Maybe that's why I prefer to watch like comedies and sitcoms as opposed to dramas. I still like a good drama once in a while, but I would much rather sit down and watch a half-hour sitcom.
I like a half-hour sitcom, a comedy, but what I don't like, and it drives me insane, are laugh tracks. I want the comedy to be real.
Yeah.
And I don't want to hear the laugh track to tell me I'm supposed to laugh at that time.
Yeah. Laugh tracks were big in like 60s TV.
Oh, they're big now too.
Well, yeah. But then also you watch the shows like The Office and Modern Family, which shows I both love, by the way. I'm not ripping on them. But those that have zero audience or laugh track whatsoever, sometimes that gets a little annoying too.
But it has to rely more on the actual content.
Yes.
versus the laugh track cueing the audience.
The forced canned laugh. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I don't like.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. But I like a good, like a live audience, like Big Bang Theory and Friends. Like, I like that.
Yeah, that's the thing. I do like those shows.
Yeah.
And I have ignored the laugh track in those.
Yeah.
But if I get into another show that I'm not as vested in, and then there's the laugh track, that's all I can hear. And I'm like, I hate this.
Did I ever tell you I went to a sitcom taping in Hollywood?
No.
Never told you that?
No. Rob, how long have we been friends?
Quite a long time.
I know you've been on television. We'll talk about that another time.
I've been on television, yes.
But
I've been on television twice. National TV, twice.
we're going to talk about that as well.
Yes.
Another time.
In a future podcast. I was in the audience for, remember a little sitcom called Just Shoot Me?
Yes.
David Spade and
Yes.
Wendy Malick, and a great cast, great little sitcom. Went to a taping. It was one of the season finales, and at the end of the show, I can't remember the actual character's name, but Wendy and David Spade.
Yeah, I can't remember the name.
Kissed at the end, and there was like there's a lot of sexual tension like that whole season. And at the end, they kissed, and in that audience, like we like hooted and hollered and cheered for like 2 minutes straight, and then like the kind of directors kind of waited, and then they said, okay, we're gonna do it again, but we want you guys to stay quiet. So they did another take, and we just kind of sat there and watched them. And then it was funny to watch the final episode as it aired. There was zero hooting and hollering at all whatsoever.
Really?
Yeah, so they completely edited that out, which I thought was very interesting because it was kind of a big moment to end the season on. So I'm surprised they didn't do like a quick, oh, and
Yeah,
then,
they would have
you know,
done something.
They did nothing. It was just complete silence.
That's odd.
But it was a very, very interesting process. We were there for a half-hour sitcom. We were there well over 6 hours.
No.
Yeah, I ran into
In and out of going to the bathroom, get food, all
I
that
mean,
stuff.
you mean they encourage you not to leave, but if you have to go to the bathroom, yes, in between takes, you can get up and go out and use the bathroom, come back. But the way the stage is set up, so it's, you know, you have the three main sets, and they have a couple of side sets to do other things. They had a high school set, and they had, not Sarah Michelle Gellar, who's the other back in the 90s, that three named girl. John, blank. Anyway, as we're walking in,
Sarah Jessica Parker.
no, not her. I'll think of it after we're done recording this. But as we're walking in, she walks out in costume. Like we're walking into the studio audience, and we apparently walk past the dressing rooms, and she walks out in this cheerleader outfit and literally bumped into me. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. And at the time, I'm like, somebody bumped into me. And as we're going to sit down, I'm like, oh my God, that's blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I ran into a celebrity and I had no idea.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was fun. It was fun though. Anyway, moving on.
Should we tell a few more dad jokes?
I think we should. We
Okay.
should. Math is hard.
Yeah.
15 plus 15 is 30, but 16 plus 16 is 32. T-O-O. Get it?
No, it's TWO. Grown.
That's a groan. All right.
I asked my dog, what's 2 minus 2? Mm-hmm. He said nothing.
And true. I didn't think wearing orthopedic shoes would work, but I stand corrected. We've had the shoe conversation before.
I like that one. I ordered a chicken and an egg from Amazon. Mm-hmm. I'll let you know.
I was going to say what came first. Sucked me in. Oh, that's funny. I'm nervous about signing up for my company's 401k. I've never run that far before.
I used to hate facial hair, but then it grew on me. Grown.
That's a groan. I just finished writing a book on penguins.
Yeah.
It probably would have been a lot easier to write on paper.
What do mermaids wash their fins with?
I don't know.
Tide. Grown.
That's a groan. Baldwin is a cool name. It's the opposite of hair loss.
Baldwin.
Hair loss.
That's funny. What did the fried rice say to the shrimp?
I don't know.
Don't walk away from me.
That's funny. 3 weeks ago, I sent my hearing aids in for repair.
Yeah.
I haven't heard nothing since.
It's true.
That's true. I don't have hearing aids yet, but
I should have them.
it's in my future.
Did you hear Steve Harvey and his wife got into a fight? It was a real family feud.
That's funny. Wah, wah, wah. Don't throw sodium chloride at people. That's assault. So my wife, speaking of salt, wife said, please stop eating so much salt. I said, why?
Yeah.
She said, too much sodium can lead to high blood pressure, heart attacks, and strokes. I'm like, so you're saying too much sodium is assault with a deadly weapon? Yeah, she pours more salt on my food.
Yeah, she's trying to get rid of you.
Yes.
Is that it now?
That's
That was
it.
the whole
That's
joke?
all I got.
What kind of car does an egg drive?
I don't know.
A Volkswagen.
That's a groan. I bought a pen that can write underwater.
Okay.
It can write other words as well.
What kind of shoes does the gopher wear?
I don't know.
Woodchucks. Get it?
I get it.
Okay.
Yep.
Took me a while to get that one. I wrote it.
I get it. Respect people who wear glasses. They paid money to see you.
That's right.
That's true.
Did you know the man that invented the umbrella was going to call it Brella,
No.
but he hesitated?
He's somehow related to me because I say all the time.
I think it's your uncle.
It's got to be. That Bob was your uncle. No, it's your uncle.
Yes, Bob is my uncle.
I was so confused last night as my printer started playing music. Turns out the paper was just jamming.
Tech joke.
All right.
Did you hear that Mr. Cup's wife left him?
Did not.
Now he's a solo cup.
That's good. All right. This is my last one. I have so many jokes about unemployed people, but none of them work.
Okay, I have two more.
Two more. Okay. Hit me.
What song did the Pink Panthers sing when he stepped on an ant?
Dead ant.
Dead ant.
Dead ant.
Dead ant. Dead ant. Dead ant.
Unfortunately,
dead ant,
I've heard that one.
Okay, and this is my last joke.
Okay.
I didn't believe my wife when she said she'd leave me if I didn't stop singing the Monkees. But then I saw her face.
And I'm a believer.
All right, that's enough.
That's enough.
Be sure to follow us on the socials, mainly Facebook and Instagram, at and One More Thing Pod.
And drop us a line at onemoremorethinpod@gmail.com. Hey, one more thing. As we celebrate this Father's Day, remember that there is more to the dad joke than the eye rolls and the groans. Dad jokes are funny.
Yes, they are. Bye, everyone.
Bye, my fellow jokesters.
Sometimes I tell myself a joke and we both laugh.